Welcome back to the Be Dynamic podcast. I'm your host, Darnisha, and I'm so happy that y'all have joined me once again. If you are new here, please be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like the video. If you hear something you like, if you want to see more, just subscribe. So today, if you haven't been keeping up with dynamic fashion, if you haven't been keeping up with me, I am doing Dynamic Fashion's first fashion show collection, and I'm super excited about it. But I've mentioned before that this was not the plan, and I have mentioned that I had no inclination of doing this for real, but when God tells you to do something, you must be obedient. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm being obedient to what he told me to do, regardless of how I feel about it, okay? So I'm gonna just get into the full timeline of me finding out about the show, my thoughts when I found out. Like, I'm gonna give you the full timeline of that. I'm gonna also give you guys the name of the collection, how I came up with that name, the meaning behind it, and all of that at the end of the video. I promise I won't make this too long, I promise. Okay. So I got notes, by the way, because I didn't want to miss a thing. I just feel like God is really, he doesn't make mistakes, okay? He does everything for a reason. So I wanted to give y'all what happened, my thoughts, and how it all happened. Okay, so on February 5th, one of my friends told me about this fashion show opportunity. And when he first told me about it, I ultimately decided that I wasn't gonna do it. Like, I really didn't even entertain it. I've always wanted to do a fashion show for sure, but I didn't entertain it because of lack of funds and resources. I just thought, I'm in a space where I get pieces manufactured now. Like, anything I make for my brand is not made by me anymore. It's made by manufacturers. Designed by me, but not made by me. So I was like, there is no way I can get the pieces that I would want to get made because I do not have the funds for it. I had no thought of like, oh, you can just make it yourself. Like, I never thought about that because it's been, I don't know, probably 4 years, 3 or 4 years since I've sewn, period. Just because once I put it up, I don't know why I put it up. I put the sewing machine down for a long time, and I was just kind of focused on the brand, focused on other stuff. So I never picked up the sewing machine again. But yeah, so when he first told me about it, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I had just come out of the kiosk. I've only been out of the kiosk for a month. Sales online weren't doing anything yet. So it's just like, whatever funds I felt like I had to hold them tight. And that's a whole nother story. We'll get into it. That's that day. He told me about it. I never said anything else about it. I just kind of decided in my mind, like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. And that was that. So on February 17th, I watched a sermon. And when I tell you this sermon tore me up, like, tore me up. It was from Transformation Church, and the sermon was about being distracted by comparison. Comparing yourself to someone else's journey or what someone else is doing. And I was like, wow, he's reading me, because you'll think that you are sitting on your gifts. Or I'll say me, I was thinking I'm sitting on my gifts because of my own choices, when really, no, it's because you're comparing yourself to XYZ, when XYZ can't be you. But I don't know, I wasn't grasping that. I wasn't understanding that. So when I tell you, literally the next day after I watched that sermon, he asked me again, so are you gonna do the fashion show? And I'm like, no. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? And I was telling him, like, no, I wasn't gonna do it because of all the funds. I wasn't gonna be able to afford to get the pieces that I want to get made. So he actually reminded me and mentioned that I could just thrift and make original pieces, like thrift flip. So I could thrift and make pieces from that. And I was like, oh my God, you are so right. Like it's like my mind, I never even thought of that. And if you have been here for a while on my channel, you know that that's what I was doing. Like I was doing that for a long time. DIYs, thrift flips, like that's me, right? So yeah, he was just saying that I could thrift and repurpose those into dynamic pieces. And from that point on, when I tell you the wheels were turning, I had so many ideas, like so many ideas of what I could create, what we could do, what the show could be. And it felt so good because I haven't felt like that in a long time, like where it was just flowing. I wouldn't say I had a creator's block, but I just haven't been creating like that. Like how my brain was flowing, it was different. It was different. So still, I have this feeling of, I don't know if it's a feeling of fear or what it is, but I'm like, surely I've missed the deadline to apply to be a designer, right? Surely I've missed the deadline. Because he had told me about it at the beginning of the month, and now here we are mid-February. I'm like, I for sure missed it. So I looked into it. Y'all, it's February 18th, right? Tell me why the deadline is February 20th. And I'm just like, God is funny. He's funny. He don't make no mistakes, for real. Like whatever he does, it's all in his plan. And we just have to work the plan. Stop being fearful, doubtful, believe in yourself, trust in him, and be obedient. So I said, okay, maybe this is possible. So I called my best friend and I was telling her about the whole thing, telling her about the whole revelation. And she's just like, yeah, ain't you the same girl that made pants out of a rug? And I was like, okay. So everybody's believing except me, huh? Okay. So I was like, dang, you right. I was just thinking about all the stuff that I made. I literally made a corset out of shoes, corset out of a jersey, pants from a blanket. Like it's so many things like that I've done. And it just made me believe like, oh yeah, I can do this. I can do this for sure. All I have to do is to get back in my bag of what I used to do. But I was telling her like, yeah, but I haven't touched a sewing machine in like years at this point. And then I immediately thought about that sermon, and he said, nobody can beat you at being you. Become secure in who God made you to be. God only made one me. That's like immediately what I thought about after that. And I'm just like, whoa, okay. No matter what nobody else is doing, God gave me this gift. Not everybody can sew, right? Not everybody can see something in their head and bring it to life with their hands, with this machine. It's not common how it used to be, right? So I'm like, I just need to be secure in who God created me to be. He didn't create me to just be somebody. I was trying so hard to be like other brands, right? Just creating, and this is not knocking nobody because I still do this, just creating something and selling it, like just something simple, like creating it, getting somebody else to make it and selling it. That's what I was trying so hard to be. And it's kind of like I forgot the gift that God gave me. He gave you this gift for a reason. Why was I not trusting, or why was I not being secure in who he created me to be? Why was I trying so hard to be like other people just because I see this working for them? God gave me a gift, and what he gave me can work for me. And I never know what that can bring me. So I just feel like this whole thing was divine. I feel like this was his plan because I needed to realize that. If I didn't realize that, who knows what other tangents I would have been going on, trying to be like other people, comparing myself to other people when God made me me. So all in all, I believe that I'm supposed to do this no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, no matter what anyone says, what anyone thinks. I'm supposed to be doing this. Me, Darnisha, is supposed to be doing this. And I'm so excited. It has been amazing. The way my brain has just been creating, it's like, oh my gosh, it just feels so good to create again like this. Most of the pieces are done so far. I just have little stuff to do to each piece, but most of them are done, and I'm super excited about the show. The show is March 29th. It's Memphis in March Fashion Week. I'll try to post the flyers here somewhere so that you can check that out. If you're in the Memphis area, please come out, show some love. But the show is going to be March 29th. And the name of the collection, perfect. It was inspired by that sermon that I watched. So the name of this collection is, drum roll please, one of one. So every piece will be one of one, in representation of you, me. We are all one of one. There's no reason that I should be comparing myself to anyone. There's no reason that anyone should be comparing themselves to me, because you are special in the way that God made you, and I'm special in the way that God made me, and can't nobody beat me at being me. And that's just period. That's humbly speaking. If I'm comparing myself to someone else, if we're comparing each other to one another, you're basically saying that you don't trust what God has created. And I don't ever want God to think that I don't trust what he created. So this whole collection stems from that and is a representation of that. And I'm super excited to bring that to the runway. I cannot wait for y'all to see the pieces that I've created. And I'm super proud of myself because I challenged myself during this process. I didn't take the easy route out for everything. I really challenged myself, did some things that I've never done before, and it worked. So I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm excited to continue to get Dynamic Fashion's name out and build some momentum so that we can get going again. It's been really quiet on the Dynamic Fashion side, but I'm ready to get back out there. I just think God had to work on me. He had some spiritual work that he had to do, and I appreciate him for it. I appreciate him for doing it now and not waiting until later, because who knows what he has for me later on. I need to be prepared for that. So once he puts me at the top with the big dogs, I can't be up there comparing myself, because I might miss out on an opportunity because I'm too busy comparing what God created. So yeah. Know that you are one of one. Know that God created you like no other. Nobody can beat you at being you. Be secure in who God created you to be. If he created you to make water art, if he created you to speak on platforms, if he created you to teach, be secure in who God created you to be, and don't compare your journey to no one else's journey. Your journey is necessary. I heard somebody say that they learned along the way that the destination was really the journey. There is no destination. There is no end point. It's the journey itself. And I truly believe that. One thing that I've been doing is trying to stop fixing my life. Like we always trying to fix things. So I'm trying to not focus on fixing my life and focus on living my life, being completely here, being completely who God created me to be. But it all just starts with trusting in God and believing in yourself. So that's where I am. And I'm super excited. I cannot wait to show y'all the pieces fully done. I can't wait for y'all to see the show. But yeah, this is amazing. And I know I've always believed, like, we don't go through things for ourselves. We go through them for other people. There's somebody that's going to come behind me that needs this message. And I'm going to be able to tell them I struggled with comparison. And even to this day, when I tell people that, it's like they don't believe me. Like, I appreciate that. I appreciate that y'all believe in me and so wholeheartedly, but it's so important for me to believe in myself. So I know that somebody's going to come along and they're going to need to hear that I went through this, because they're not going to believe it. I'm going to be so confident in Christ, confident in myself, and secure in myself that they're not going to believe it. And that's the journey I'm on right now, and I'm super excited. Oh, let me give y'all the social medias. Follow the brand at Dynamic X Fashion and follow me at Fashionisha. I usually don't shout out my own Instagram because I really don't care. I really want you to follow the brand, but I have been heavily posting about the fashion show on my page. So follow those 2 Instagrams and check out the website as well, Dynamic X Fashion. But yeah, I'm going to put all of the information in the description box of the video. If you liked it, please make sure to like this video and leave a comment below. Join in on the conversation. Let me know your thoughts. And that's all I got for y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for listening. Continue to change, progress, grow, be dynamic. I'll see y'all in the next one. Learn to make it on your own. And if you love yourself, just know you'll never be alone. I hope that you get everything you want.